Alright, so this is going to be a new defeat Ganon tutorial for the new updated route with the Ganon floor trick. So I'm going to go through it. There is a trick or two I will not go incredibly in depth on, and that's because Arthur already has a really good video, and of course that trick I'm talking about is corpse push. I will link his, of course, in the description so you guys can watch that. I'm not going to go fully in depth over it here, only because it is kind of in depth, and it would just take too long essentially to go over every step of that in the video and all the cues, so I'll just link his in the description. But this route has changed pretty much entirely from the Gim route, double Gim rather. So I'll kind of walk through it here, but first we're going to go backflip off here with a slight upright, just very slight. And then we're going to go grab the behind the house rupee, jump across stones, grab the other on the podium, and then the behind the shop. And it'll look like so. Now, most people here, they'll kind of just flick and then do side hops in here. Up to you. But of course, once we come in here, we're going to grab this rupee up here. Then we're going to buy 2 sticks. Not nuts, but sticks. Alright, and then we're going to obviously equip those sticks. And then of course we're going to come out and go over and we're going to do the forced escape. And of course, forced escape, there's a ton of different setups you can do, so it really just depends on what you're comfortable with and what you prefer. So there's a bunch, I'll show you the one I do, but of course there's a lot of options you have there. Alright, so yeah, coming into the forest, the one I do is I would just target the actual wall up by the whatever it's called. I can't think of what that's actually called. This little gray thing. Target up here on the wall. I'll 1 ESS right, which I'll show you kind of where roughly I target, right up in here. I'll target the wall to get the angle. 1 ESS right, side hop, backflip, pull the stick in midair, slash, side hop, and then obviously jump slash with the stick, and that will clip me through. Come through here. And one thing that's very important actually is time of day. So in order for Ganon floor to work, it does have to be daytime, and time will start, or sorry, time of day rather, will start passing in Zora's River and when you do your west to Cack. So it is important that you try to be as efficient as possible through here, and I'll just kind of go through it, but it's pretty standard. Alright, and because I am here, of course in GZ I do have freeze time on, so that way I can show you guys without the time actually passing, but of course in vanilla it would be passing right now. So for Westcack, there's a bunch of different ways you can go about it. Some people like to enter with 0 speed, so they can just kind of be a little more efficient, but I'll just show you full speed just because it's most likely what people will be doing if they're kind of newer. But you hold back and do a roll until you surpass the sign, target, 2 side hops right, tap A on target, retarget, and the visual cue I look for is you see this kind of green line that I'll kind of put on screen to show you what I'm talking about, this bottom green line. I kind of come to the end of it, kind of about right through here, then I'll tap stick obviously to pull it out, and then you're going to tap A to jump slash, and you're going to hold ESS right. It'll look like so. Obviously we're going to west to Cack. Of course you'll have to be sure to try and do that as quick as you can. And of course, it goes without saying, time of day will stop here in Cack because you're in town. But we're going to make our way over to the well. And then once we're over here, we're going to climb up, turn around, kind of back walk, and hold up as Link falls off. So you grab on the ledge and pull stick. And because I am a GZ, I'm just going to call Navi, obviously. And then obviously for Navi dive, you're just going to mash on your stick and C up. Alright, now for the fun part, we're going to come and do corpse push. So again, I'm not going to go crazy in detail here, because there is a good resource, which I have of course linked, of Arthur's video. But of course, you're going to come into this corner. Once you actually come out of the little crawl space, you're going to come in here. 2 side hops right. 1 to the left. Tap A. To the right. Tap A. Backflip. Let go of target. Retarget. Tap A. Side hop. You're going to ESS to the angle. That's one more. A3E0. And you can kind of tell by the visual cue that you'll have on the wall of the A button. But optionally, you can target here, of course. Come out, pull your stick, and what we're going to look for is the Skulltula is going to start to wiggle, or it goes to turn around. So it's going to wiggle towards Link. So it wiggled toward, and then away. We're going to count 1 on that away turn. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. So this 4th frame is the frame we will need for Corpse Push. And we'll kind of go from here. We're going to hold up and tap on stick. And as Link is doing this animation, we're going to start holding right. And this is the frame we will first want to pause on. Of course, I'm just frame advancing with GZ here. But this will be the first frame that you'll want to make sure to pause on. And once you do pause on it, you're going to hold right. Tap on your stick. So Link does a slash. It's actually going to kill the Skulltula. And during that time, you're going to be holding left, and we're going to get to the first frame that Link turns around, which is right there. And on this frame, we're going to target until Link puts away the stick. You'll hear it and you'll see it. This is the frame you'll want to backflip on. Till we get to our visual cue, like in Arthur's video. And I can see that I need to go 1 more frame only. And now here, we will do like I said before. Hold down until we clip, and then hold bottom right as we clip. Once Link falls in the water, we'll switch to upright for 2 swim strokes of the arm, and then just flick kind of left so he doesn't fall out. Just like so. And then we'll kind of flick down right, so we're facing. And the visual cue I like to use is you can see Link's ears are pointy. We will start swimming once Link's ears just surpass the bottom level, kind of that texture you can see of the actual room that we're going to be going into. So yeah, once I see that, I know I'm good. I'll kind of start swimming towards the room, like so. Then I'll fall in, and we'll grab the bomb juice. Alright, and after we grab our juice, we're going to make our way out of here. I'm going to go grab a pot that has a stick in it. Sounds thrilling, I know. I'm going to grab it right here. We're going to throw it. Grab that stick. Now we got one. I'm going to come over here, and right behind this wall, obviously it is a fake wall, we're going to come in and grab the key. From here, I'm going to roll out. I'm going to make our way right down here at the end of this hall. There's going to be a little crawl space on the right. Be careful. That flooring right here actually is fall throughable, if that's even a term. We're going to come into this crawl space though. And obviously come through this door up here down on the bottom left. Now you do have to be very careful in this room. Obviously you want to go right for the chest, but you can't. And I'll show you why right now. Let me turn on collision, because thankfully GZ is very good for that. So with collision on, we can see there's actually a hole in the ground right there in front of us. You can tell because the green is the solid floor that we want to walk on, and the giant square missing is not actually there. The collision is not below it, so you'll fall through. So you want to come around. And then once you're around enough, you're going to come grab the shield. And after that, you're going to pause, equip your bomb shoes wherever you want. It's my preference to do C down. It's kind of just preference for you. Equip your shield, and then we're going to save and reset the game. And of course, when we come back, we will be right here, and we will leave the well. We are going to swim up, and we're going to get lunge storage. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you how to get it. Basically, it stores the lunge, kind of exactly how it's called. For next time we do like the jump slash, it'll add a little bit on that we need. So you're going to pull out your stick, you're going to tap up, and you're going to tap whatever C you have for your stick on, and you will do that. And obviously, you don't want to fall in like so. So what I will typically do is I will tap up and stick at the same time, and I'll continue to hold up. So that way Link doesn't actually fall in the water. And of course, we're just going to make our way over here. Now this trick is going to be gate skip. So from here, people's runs kind of differ because you have 10 bomb shoes. You don't need all 10 for the actual DC hovers, so you can choose kind of which you want to do. But for this route, I'll just show you here. I'll just make a save. I will blow up this stick and, sorry, not stick, sign and rock, because we need those gone. And we will come into this corner, you target this wall, make sure you're in the corner. Going to backflip, tap A to dry roll, tap A again, and one more time. And you want to make sure to leave time between those. For example, if you go like this, it's kind of weird because you're rolling against the sign and you need to make sure that it's accurate. And if you do it too quick, it kind of can't throw it off. So you have to make sure Link is fully done between each one. And then after that, you can go a little quicker. So it's going to be 2 side hops right, and then 2 side hops left. We are going to tap A to dry roll after those, and you're going to untarget and retarget during that time. So it's going to look like so. Just like that. You're going to pull stick, pause, and when you unpause and unpause lag, you're going to hold up and tap A, jump slash. And you will clip through like so. Alright, and from here we're going to do Death Mountain Trail Hess. So we're going to Hess off this sign. If you don't know how to Hess, I will leave another Arthur video in the description of how to Hess. I'll go through it here though. You're going to target over here, pull a chew. You're going to shield drop the chew, like so. Then you're going to roll and let go of both shield and, target. You're going to hold ESS. I mean, in this instance, we will probably hold ESS down right. But if you can only hold right, go for that. But you're going to hold that during the roll. And right here, during this frame, you're going to retarget and reshield. And when you do it, you'll see Link kind of go away, and you'll need to retarget again. And of course, from here, I'll just have to switch ESS. And we're going to go all the way up to this boulder. You don't have to pull this chew early, that's just optional. But we're going to break, obviously, the boulder to get into the cavern. And we'll make our way inside where Ganon floor will officially start. Alright, so like I was saying a minute ago, I have 7 chews. It is optional here. It is up to you depending on what chew route you use, because you can only use some somewhere. Of course, I used one to blow up the sign, which you don't need to. You could have just gotten ISG and done it that way. But very important that when you come from here on out, you do not want to move left or right at all. We are going to be going in a very straight line. And of course, you can tell by my coordinates on the screen, those little numbers over there on the right. I have my X, my Y, and my Z. And below it is just camera and facing angle. So X, Y, and Z coordinates, there they are. I'm going to, because I have 2 extra chews, I'm going to shield drop 2 chews once I get close, and that will blow up. Just like so. Optionally, if you did another route and you don't have 7, you have 6, you can just come right up here about to this texture, backflip, shield the chew, and blow it up that way. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to do it like this. Now from here, you want to be pretty quick on your rolls because Navi's positioning will dictate your camera here. So you can see my camera is the 7FAC. If you're slow when you walk through, Navi will kind of come off to your left. And that means your camera will be above 8,000, which is kind of awkward and you lose time on the next part. So I'll kind of do it slow to show you. So if I take a minute, you know, Navi kind of comes off to my left side now, whereas before she's on the right. And you want to try and keep her on the right, because when you don't, my camera is now above 8,000. And the next part, we need to be exactly 8,000 camera. And obviously now I have to see up, come over, ESS up, and I had to wait a whole pillar cycle just for that. So of course, you want to try and be quick through here. So again, we want to beat Navi so she's still on the right side, so my camera angle is less than 8,000. Alright, and then once you get Navi cleared, you're going to target and hold ESS up. They're at 8,000. And then from here, you can either do like I did there, and you can hold up and tap stick twice to do 2 little slashes. Or alternatively, if you missed podium kind of cycle, you can take your time here and slash and then shield. But basically you need to get 3.02 on that watch to make sure that you are correct position, because this does offset Link to the right. As you can see, if I keep doing it, Link's slowly scooching off to the right, and you need to be exactly in that 3.02. So I will probably just do it like this, just for sake of speed. And you have to grab the ledge here. You can't land up there because we need to do 2 shield scooches, like so, which is just holding up, letting go of shield briefly, and redoing shield. Alright, and from here we're going to get ISG from this little dude, and we're going to target, come off to the right of him till your B button is away from him, and then we're going to hold ESS up, and Link's angle and facing angle and camera angle will autocorrect 8000 since it's cardinal. We're going to put away stick, C up, just for a brief moment, come out, so that way you can ESS all the way to the left, all the way over to C001 or C00, depending on which angle watch you have. And from here, I'm going to make a save just in case. It's going to be a backflip, side hop, and tap A. Now, doing this setup, because we did 2 shield scooches, we will have a 5-frame window for this next roll, because we're going to do a mega flip off this BMOS here. So the frame that you actually want, let me go forward, is he'll look at you, he will blink, and then it's the frame after he blinks. So this frame right here. So he closed his eyes just a moment ago. I'll show you again. Whoops, I'll show you again. Let me wait for him. That is also one thing that's important. Depending on your speed, it will change the cycle, but let me show you again. So he goes to blink right here, and then it's this next frame. So this frame right here is the first of 5 working frames, so you do not have to pause buffer this if you do these shield scooches. And it's worth saying, during this time, if you want, you could have been holding shield this whole time. You don't need to, but we're going to roll, and then throughout the roll we'll start holding shield, and we need to get to this exact frame. I'll show you right there. You'll hear the shield flick sound, and the frame looks like this, where Link is kind of leaning back, kind of like so, and this will be the frame that we do the backflip on. Alright, so I went ahead and paused it here. So once we do this backflip in the actual air, we're going to start holding left, and we're going to keep holding target. So that way when Link lands after clipping, he's just going to continue to walk left. And of course, you have plenty of time. You have a lot of time in the air. Of course, if you want, you can always pause that if maybe your notch isn't great. But of course, once you get here, your coordinate should look like such. One big issue I see is the coordinate where you see it is negative 976.559. I see a lot of time that is wrong for people, and it could go wrong in a bunch of different spots. One spot I do see it happen a lot is this next part, so I'll be sure to do it slow. So once we have done the backflip and we held left and we're all the way in this corner right here, we're going to let go and ESS all the way to the left till we're at 0. And from here, we're going to want to ESS to the right once, target, sorry, I overshot that, and you want to keep holding ESS so Link is sitting here shuffling. Now, one thing I see a lot that does mess up position is you can overshoot it pretty easily, like so, and then when you go to fix it, you can actually ESS yourself kind of out of position, like I already have. As you can see, I do not have the 0.559 anymore, and it may not be visible to the eye, but I did accidentally move ever so slightly the ESS on accident trying to fix my angle. So try and be very cautious of that when you are in this position and you need to one ESS right and target. If you overshoot like so, just let go of ESS, then ESS left and try and fix it like so, because it is very, very easy to mess up. Alright. So ESS right once and continue to hold ESS. You want to kind of use your target to stop you. But you see Link's feet are shuffling. That is what we need for this next part. So from here, we're going to hold down for 1 frame. Typically you would obviously pause buffer this, but because I'm in GZ, I'll just show you this way. And Link will turn around like so. And then we will need to hold up and tap A to backflip. And this is the frame you need to pause on. It is one frame after Link begins his backflip. So basically the frame you hear him jump, and it looks like so. And this is the first frame where you need to do your chew drop. So you will hold chew and target. And Link will pull it like so. He'll target it. And then he will begin his hover just from that. So I'll make a save right here. And going from here, it is pretty much a race against the clock, because once Link is out of bounds and has begun this process, an out of bounds timer has started. And if that keeps going, the camera will unlock, like you'll see here in a moment. It'll pan up like this. We have to do all these hovers before that happens. So you do have to be pretty quick. It is a little annoying at first because it's very easy to mess up, but there are two methods I'll show you. It is personal preference, I'd say. It's up to you. Alright, so I'll show you two different ways we can go about getting these hovers. So first one, we will hold ESS down. We will tap A so Link does a little side roll like so. And towards the end of his side roll, we're going to hold ESS down. And it's important and worth noting, you're going to ESS down, tap A, and then return to neutral as he's rolling. You can see by input display on the bottom left, after I tap A, I let go of the stick. And towards the end of his roll, you want to start holding ESS down again. So it should look like so, and Link should be shuffling again. So full speed should look like so. You're going to pull a chew, and you're going to buffer in one more down, and it should look like so. If you do one extra frame, and you're one frame late, you can tell by Link's little toe right there, just changed pointing. This will still work. But from here, when you unpause, you're going to hold field, and you're going to do a kind of up flip. It'll technically be back flip, but you have to do it up because of how Link is facing. So, and that is the first hover. And we're going to do that ultimately 3 times. And again, we are racing against that kind of out of bounds timer that unsnaps the camera. So I'll show you what those would look like full speed. Alright, and that's what 3 of them would look like at full speed. I did have to buffer in 1 frame extra turnaround on, I think, the second hover, but that is the first way. So again, ESS down, tap A, return to neutral during the roll. Towards the tail end of the roll, just hold ESS down again. Now there is another way to get Link to turn around for these hovers. It is called a quick turnaround, and it is technically faster, but I don't know if I'd say it's more beginner friendly. Some people find it easy, other people kind of struggle with it, so it really depends. But basically, you're going to not hold straight up, but when you kind of hold off to the left or right, you'll see Link, he doesn't fully sidewalk like this, but he kind of walks at an angle. You can do that left or right. So you can see within a reason, he'll do that. You want to hold one of those, and then you're going to let go. Let me unsnap the camera to make it easier. You're going to let go after doing that for 2 frames. So 1, 2, Link's feet return to normal, and then 1 frame down, he'll fully turn around. And you can do the same thing. If I had a chew pulled right now, I could do the backflip and shield, and it would work. But I just want to show you again. Kind of hold up left a little bit, or up right a little bit, till he's walking at an angle. Let go to neutral for 2 frames, then hold down. And of course this is the same, the first and second frame work for doing the hover. So doing that unbuffered can be a little awkward for people. Some people can do it really easy, no problem. Other people can't seem to do it. It's pretty quick because it's only a 2 frame neutral window that you're holding, but essentially it could be faster if you're consistent with it. I mean, it would look like so. So technically it is quicker because you're not having to do the roll down for the other setup like that. You completely don't need to, so it is technically quicker. But it is a little awkward to get the timing used to, because it is very quick. But doing that relatively, at least time-wise, it is quicker technically, but it is more awkward to get used to. It looks something like this. So you can see it definitely is quicker. You don't have to wait for Link's little down rolls, which is nice. Okay, so once you're out of bounds, we're going to assume from here that you are able to get the next 3 hovers. So I'm going to start again to show you. So we'll go like so. This is the first one. This is the second one. And now I'm going to make a save here because it's important. After the third one, we are going to hit target. And basically, we're going to unlock our camera that way because we want to hit target, but we do not want to actually target the BMOS. So let me show you. Alright, so here I'm at my final hover. I'm going to, after my hover, just tap target. I do not want to target the BMOS. I want to make sure that my camera unlocks. So, final hover. I'm going to tap it like so. And you'll see the borders for ISG go away at the top and bottom. But let me show you what it would look like if I held it for too long and actually targeted the BMOS. It would stay there like so. So this is not good. So you can tell I'm not holding target, but it looks like I still am. And that's not what you want. So you don't want to actually target him. You just want to land, tap target real quick, and then you're all good for the next step. And yeah, from here, we're going to do another quick turnaround. So just make him walk a little up right, or up left, sorry. 2 frames of neutral, followed by 1 straight down. And then we're going to just hold target. And it should be 79C0. Let me do that on buffer to show you though. Oh, a little awkward. So 79C0. So you obviously can do it on buffer, you don't have to. But you want to make sure you do your backflip from here. You're going to do it obviously up because, you know, the way that Link is facing. But you're going to do a up, backflip, whatever you'd like to call that. And we're going to make sure that the BMOS is shooting that little laser because we're going to kind of use the ricochet like so. From here, pull out your stick. We're going to do a left side hop all the way to this frame right here. And we will obviously hit stick again to jump right back in. And we're going to hold shield as well so Link does not move. And it should look like so. Your coordinates should match mine for where we are right now for the X, Y, and Z. And now that we are here, we are going to do the setup for the distance mega. So we are going to let go, ESS to the left twice, which should give us 709, like so. One good visual cue I use is I land like this, and you can see the kind of floating thing over the BMOS head, because it's kind of the signal that we can target him. If you ESS once to the left, it's still there, but the first ESS that you can't target him like so, that is the working ESS. So target, jump slash, and you're going to hold shield so we don't move. And personally what I do from here, it's up to you. You can just kind of flick down right, but I will, you know, see up. I will ESS to the right, target him, and you should have AE5F. That is the angle that you want. Gonna see up, look down, and then hold target, let go, because obviously if I were to target right now, I'd target the BMOS. So that's one way that we get around that, is you just see up and look down so you don't see him, and get your target that way. And we're gonna do a distance mega. So we're gonna pull a chew, we're going to shield drop it, and roll, like so. And this is the frame that we want. The first frame that Link is taking damage, but he has it shield up. We're going to hold down, pause buffer 1 more frame. 1 frame, like so. And then we're going to put our A input, like so. And this will get us over here behind this load zone. Once we are here beside this kind of out of load zone right here, we're going to 1, 2 to the left, 1, 2 to the right. And you can do that twice. So it should look like so once you do it all full speed. 1 more frame. 1 more. And then we're going to hold down for 1 frame. There you go. And then we're going to do our A input. And that will get us right over here. From here, flick left again. Just like so. And now, an important step is we need to see up into the void. And once we're here, we're going to pause. Then we're going to unpause and try and pause again 1 frame after. So should be something kind of like that timing wise. It's kind of hard to tell obviously because you're in a void. But that is the first one you want to do. And then after that, I kind of do it a couple frames after. And that typically will work for me because the way, I'll put up on screen right now, there has to be the certain color of pixels on certain pixels on the screen. And this is a little picture that Fig made, kind of showing what should be where. So that's basically why we're doing what we're doing right now. So doing this into the void because it is very saturated with those colors that we need. So then we'll just obviously come out of it, we'll back walk, and just jump off right here, and we should get the warp over here. And one thing that is very important if you are practicing in GZ and you're using states, if you say come here and, then you want to go back and try again, you want to make sure, even if it's like so, you want to come and you want to leave and re-enter as if you weren't doing it, and it has to still be daytime when you re-enter. And then you can just obviously go back to your load state. So to recap, because I know it's kind of awkward to explain, you're going to see up into the void, pause, unpause, and try and buffer in 1 frame, which is pretty awkward. I know it's kind of odd, but then I usually wait a couple frames after that pause and kind of go back from there. And of course, once you're here, the rest is just standard defeat Ganon. But I guess I'll go through that for you. What I do here is kind of dumb. I would not recommend it. I'm just for some reason very, very bad at this movement, so I just backwalk all of it to avoid burning my shield. Obviously it's not the most efficient way, but it's just what I do because I have very, very bad luck burning my shield. Alright, and of course the rest is as usual. We're gonna skip through the text. And kind of hold a little. At least I don't hold straight down. I kind of come a little left out because we're going to jump slash into the next cutscene for the stored damage that it gives us. Kind of like so. The visual cue that most people use is right here on the floor. You see where it comes to a point, that kind of gray. You want to pull stick and jump slash kind of as you get into that. That was a little before, but kind of right into that right there. And yeah, the rest we're going to get ISG. So we're going to have a Navi text box. Then after that, I'm going to make a save because one thing that's very important in this run that has been said many times, if you don't get ISG first time here off of him, you want to run. So I'll miss ISG here actually. So like so, you want to run behind him like this. Because if you try and stand in front of him and get it again, you just don't have time for it. So you want to do that, miss it, and then run, of course. But hypothetically, in a perfect world, you don't miss. But obviously like so, like I just did. You're gonna want to run right between his legs, come back here, actually get ISG. But obviously, other than that, you just walk through his legs with stick. Wait a minute, hit his tail. Just like normal, just run between his legs. And then of course we have to go pick up the sword. Be careful not to talk to Zelda. I'm gonna come over here. Okay, so funny enough, I actually messed it up in the save here. So one thing you can do is you can quick draw. You can target, tap B, and 3 frames later tap A, and that will kind of do a quick draw into a jump slash. I haven't practiced it that much, so I normally don't do it because it's kind of awkward. But after you jump slash on Ganon's head, whichever way you want to, you can obviously just tap B and shield to quick draw too. But I'm going to jump slash Ganon and then get ISG. Like so, and then just run through his legs again with stick, kind of like before. This time it will take 4 hits though. And then of course we have to deliver the finishing blow. You don't want to hold direct left for it, you want to hold slightly down out left, or sorry, slightly down from left, and be mashing B right after, and the first frame after Link does it will be the frame that your time ends on. And then there you go, you have successfully defeated Ganon. Yeah, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to join the Ocarina of Time Discord that I'll link also down in the description. Feel free to add me directly on Discord as well if you don't feel comfortable joining a public Discord like that. It's the same username as my YouTube username. But yeah, feel free to reach out if you need any help, because I'm sure there will probably be a point where someone struggles. But feel free to join. A ton of people in there all willing to help. Just make sure to use the defeat Ganon category. And yeah, thank you.